Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome. I'm here for the Not Too Shabby shop, and I'm very excited to show you our brand new release. We are talking fall time stamps and even a Halloween stamp set. This first one was illustrated by Jamie, the owner of the Not Too Shabby shop. It is called You, Me, and Pumpkin Spice. The next one is this darling gnome set, and it's just called Fall Gnomes. I just love the two gnomes in the set and all of the accessories that go along with it. The third set is called Pumpkin Spice Everything. You have all of your fall time images already grouped together, so you don't have to do any masking on this. All you have to do is stamp it out once, and you're ready to go. This third one is called Critter Costume Party. This is the set that I'm going to be using to create today's card. I just love all of these critters. I don't think there's a cuter stamp set out there for Halloween. So let's open up this stamp set and get stamping. I'm actually going to pull out my Misty stamping tool and stamp out all of the images, at least all of them that I can fit on this piece of paper. This is a piece of Spectrum Noir smooth cardstock for alcohol ink markers, and that's how I'm going to color in my images today. But let's stamp these out. I'm going to use my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. I love this ink, but you do have to kind of build up the color. So I will ink up all of my images, and then I can close the door and just kind of press them into the paper. I'll speed up this process here in just a sec, but I just wanted to show you what they initially look like. I'm going to stamp this about 3 times more, but I'll speed it up here. I don't know which one is my favorite. I'm awfully fond of those 2 rabbits at the bottom there, but all of them are just adorable. Okay, now I can pull out my paper and start collecting my Copic markers. I always do that off camera, and I pull them out onto my desk so I have them ready to go. This first little rabbit I'm going to color in with some neutral tone Copics, starting with my lightest color first. I'm just adding little touches of shadows here and there because I want the sheet to look white. I have a tendency of going overboard so that things look gray instead of white when I use these markers, but I'm being very careful this time. Now I'll go in with my mid-tone. I'll put the caps at the side so that you can see what I'm using, but I'll speed up my coloring a little bit here. My 2 bunnies are going to be very soft brown bunnies. I'm using E51, E53, and trying to use E55, but my E55 marker was dry, and the nib was even dried out. So I did have the refill for that, and I refilled it off camera, but the nib just was not working at all. So since then, I bought a little pack of replacement nibs, because that one was just totally dried out. I have a green marker too that I need to refill, and the nib is just like rock hard. So I'll have to change the nib on that as well. But I'm just going back and forth with my brown colors or my earth tones. And later on, I even come in with a darker brown tone. Just didn't have enough contrast for me. On the ears, I put down R11. I just love this color. It's a pale cherry pink, but I also come in with R22 and just add a little darkness to the ears with that and blend it out with the pale cherry. For my cat, I'm using more neutral tones, just a little bit darker. And I'm using a lot of similar colors. Like I'll use the purple colors I used on the little bunny's shoes on the cat's hat. This will help to add cohesion to my card, and it helps me so that my desk isn't completely buried in Copic markers. I'm also going to use the similar yellows on my little honeybee. I'm going to color in the little bee's face yellow instead of black. I just wanted it to be a little more lighter. And then instead of black stripes, I'm going to do the dark purple stripes. This honeybee is awfully cute in his little witch hat. Just adorable. The set includes a sentiment just for this cute little bee, and it says, "Hap Bee Halloween." I didn't use it on this card, but I'm definitely going to be pulling this one out again before Halloween. And now to color in my little chick, I'm using the exact same yellows, but I do end up pulling out a Y15. I was using a Y13 and a Y17, and they weren't blending very well together. So I remembered I do have the Y15, and that made a big difference. I really love this image of the dog holding on for dear life onto this broom. So cute. I'm going to color him in with some darker browns. The three colors I'm using are E21, 23, and 25. I'm also going to use the E25 to add some darkness and shadows onto my bunnies. I kept waiting for my E55 to soak up the alcohol ink and maybe soften up, but it just never did. So this was kind of my last resort, but it was okay. I'm putting my three tones down first. Then I am going to come in with a little bit of texture on his fur. He's so cute. I had to look up pictures of sloths to see exactly what they looked like. And then for his mask, I'm going to use the same purples. And I'll use these same purples on his cape too. And then I just used the same R11 pen for his little nose, with shadows with the R22. I didn't end up coloring in the little hedgehog, but I did save him for another card. Now that these are all colored in, I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut them all out off camera. I'm using a cover plate die from My Favorite Things to cut out a window panel, and then I cut it out again with Bristol Smooth cardstock because I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending. I love these little panels because they have faux stitching around the edges. I'm going to do two different blends. My first blend is Spun Sugar, Picked Raspberry, and Wilted Violet. It was kind of difficult to do on this small piece of paper, but I managed to get a nice blend with these three colors. My middle color is Picked Raspberry, and then I just go back and forth with these two blending brushes to get a nice smooth blend. The Wilted Violet color matched really well with the purples that I used to color in my critters. But I just love this combination. I think it looks so pretty. It wasn't a perfect blend, but my critters are going to be in front of these windows, these panels, so it's not going to be a big deal. All right, now for my next two windows. I'm starting out with Carved Pumpkin as my darkest color, and then I go in with Wild Honey. These look more Halloween-y with the oranges and the yellows. And then my last color is Squeezed Lemonade. I do have blending brushes, and I really like them, but lately I've just been using my foam blenders because I have all of the foam pads for each color, and then I don't have to wash out my brushes. Okay, let's put this card together. I'm going to glue down my window frame with some liquid adhesive onto an orange card base. This is some beautiful orange cardstock from Gina K Designs. It's called Tangerine Twist. And I use it a lot around Halloween time and fall time. I just love it. And now I'm going to glue in my little window panels with liquid adhesive. And they just pop easily into place. I'm gluing down a purple panel and an orange panel in the top. And then in the bottom too, I'll kind of swap them out. I'll do an orange and a purple. I'm going to be adding dimension behind my little critters. And this takes me a while, so I do it off camera. And I just cut up little pieces and try to get an even coverage behind them so they don't sag when I send it through the mail. I'll put my first little bunny in the cute little witch shoes down first. And now for my ghost bunny. But I like the pop of bright colors behind my images. And now for my little puppy on the broom. He kind of takes up two panels. I don't want to have to cut the broom handle off, so I'm just trying to position him so that he's still on the card. And now for my cute little witch bee. And there are so many sentiments that come in this set. I had a hard time deciding which one to use. I have a couple stamped out, but I'm going to use the Trick or Treat and just put it in the middle of my card with more foam adhesive behind it. For a last touch, I'm adding some Halloween gemstones from Pretty Pink Posh. I'll have the name and the link listed below as well as over at my blog. And I'll have the links to all of these products below and at my blog. I also have a coupon code for you for the Not Too Shabby shop. It is N2S10, and this is good for 10% off your purchase at the Not Too Shabby shop. Now here is my completed card. I just love how it turned out. These critter stamps are super fun to play with. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. Bye.